This is just a probability of what he believed should probably happen here in the market. So understand this. See if this makes sense for you. This is the recap. Okay, full recap. This $110,000 support line up here, this white line right here. This is where Bitcoin was holding $110,000. It was very important for it to hold that because it was once resistance. You can see here, boom. See how it was getting resisted up here? And that resistance happened for a very long time. Pay attention. It happened from here to over here, which was basically about 2 months. 2 months of being resisted, couldn't break 110. Once it broke 110, what was once resistance became support, okay? So you can see Bitcoin is supported on the top side of that white line. How long was it support? Going from here to when it broke down over here was about 100 days. So Bitcoin, this was support. So you lost it right here. Now, for those of you who never seen my lives before, there's a text right here and it says, if Bitcoin loses $110,000 with confirming candles below it, then you have a problem, okay? So Bitcoin went from 110,000 and slammed all the way down here to around 80,000. That means what I told you about that 110 was absolutely true, and you should have definitely listened to that. So breaking this 110 was also important because if you see here, we'll get to this in a minute, trust me. I'm a parallel support line from April 2025. So if you go over here, you can see down here, this is April. This is what's called a parallel line. And parallel lines are very important because they track long distances of support. So this started in April, rallied up, support, and then you can see here, along with that 110, this was your parallel line of support dating back to April, and you lost both of them at the same time. Somebody say that was definitely detrimental, losing $110,000 here. You broke, came back to retest, got past it, came back to retest it again to see if there was support, lost the support. Now you're in a free fall. This is where this white line comes in. Somebody say, got it. That parallel line dates all the way back here till October of 2023. Bitcoin was around $25,000, $26,000 over here. Rallies up, hit 75,000, boom, white parallel line, $50,000 Bitcoin. Rallies up here, $110,000. You see the resistance up there, comes back, boom, white line, $75,000 Bitcoin. Rallies up here, hits that 110, rejection, gets some support, rallies up to $126,000 Bitcoin. Lost the 110, that's bad, red check mark. Comes down here to this major support line, that's 760 days of support. I mean, where the hell are you getting that from? Right here. If you go from here to where we lost this, see all of this? Where we lost this support line right here, look at that. Like 760 something days. This white line held Bitcoin after it dropped from 75, after it dropped from 110, after it dropped from 126, but you lost it here. Somebody say, okay, now we're coming into where we are right now on the recap. This is you losing a 760-day support line. So if it was support, once you break it, what does it become? Resistance. So here's the break, and now you're on your way back up here to retest it. Bitcoin cannot be bullish unless it breaks that 760-day line. And guess what it's doing on the retest? This is what's called a bear flag. Go look up what a bear flag pattern is in Google. I don't got time to explain it to you, but 85% of the time you see a bear flag, it breaks to the downside. So let me explain to you how this works. This is a sharp crash, breaking that 760-day line, crashing all the way down here to this $80,000. Now you are in an ascending channel. So people think that Bitcoin is super bullish, and I'm telling you that that shit is not. This is a temporary bullishness. It is in a channel. This is a low, this is a high. This is a higher low, this is a higher high, but it's inside this channel. Notice that you're making your way back up here, though, to test the underside of this support line. You broke it here. That's the break. It's coming back up here to retest. If you get a rejection up here, what is the chances of you coming down here to this major level of support of $75,000 Bitcoin? Let me tell you that it is extremely high. How do you know that that's major support? Look back here, guys. See all of this? resistance, 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 right? All of this is resistance up under $75,000. You see that? Let me click on this orange box so you can understand what I'm saying to you. The bottom of this box is 72.9. The top of this box is 76, right? So this is a $75,000 area of support. How long was this resistance? Meaning it could not break this orange box. Watch this. From here to here, about 240 days. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 3/4 of a year for the most part. It could not break this orange box, which is around 75 grand. Took almost a year. Once it broke it, look, it rallies up, rejection at 110. Look where it comes back down to. The white line and inside of this orange box, $75,000. Rallies up here, $126,000 Bitcoin. Look now, somebody say, this is crazy. You lost the 110, so you know that's a problem. You lost the 760-day level of support, and you're now challenging it on the underside, right? You're going to challenge it in a bear flag. Let me tell you how bear flags normally work. You see the size of this pole? Let me make this is the top. This is the bottom of this pole. When you see a bear flag, normally when you break out of it, you break out of it the size of the pole. So look at what I'm saying to you. This is the top. Down here is the bottom. This is a perfect, right, copy of this pole. Breaking out of that pole, look, see that? This is what happens here. This is your probability of what is more than likely going to happen. It doesn't matter if Bitcoin comes down here, then comes back up here, retest this, come back down here. If you lose this, this is where you're going, down here. This is a bear flag, and this is major resistance now because it was 760 days of support, and that is now major fucking resistance. That's your recap. So for those of you who are in long positions in Bitcoin and stuff like that, you better know where that 760-day resistance line is, because that's going to be a problem for Bitcoin. You cannot take something that was support for 760 days, break it, come back to retest it, and just blast through it. That's not how it works at all. Okay?